Hello you lovely lot and welcome to a new video. My name is Katie and we are going to delve into scrawlrbox October, or also known as scrawlrbox number 98. As if we're like nearly at 100 scrawlrboxes. That's wild. Anyway, let's talk about the goods, shall we? So of course, let's start off with the print we get every month. The featured artist is Emily Wassel, or Wassel, I don't know how I'm supposed to pronounce that, I do apologise, but it is a beautiful print and of course it is going on my wall with all of the others. Our surface provided is a pad of watercolour paper and it's a rather nice 300 GSM, which is quite nice to see from a scrawlrbox own brand. And of course, to pair with the watercolour paper, it looks like it's a kind of watercolour-y type box, which I'm actually very excited to talk about because these are quite similar to another medium that I have featured on my channel. Less impressive, and this is only a personal preference here, is a water brush, and you know how I feel about those. And we've also got a little spray bottle as well, along with a piece of candy, which was quite nice, and a sticker. Now, of course, we also get the scrawler zine, and that's going to give you information regarding the items in your box, as well as a nice little interview with the featured artist and then how they use their supplies, I guess. And let's not forget the scrawler gallery, and obviously that is from when everyone has submitted their ideas for the prompts. You've also got the top 3, and on the very last page, we have a little section on another featured artist, well, I guess famous artist, and our lovely prompt, which is loose leaf, but we'll get to the prompt in a minute. Let's play with the goodies inside the box. So first things first, let's fill that water brush up as well as the little spray bottle. I am going to use the water brush a little bit just to say that I have, but I'm going to be really honest with you, I'm going to just use a regular paintbrush afterwards because I really hate water brushes. I'm sorry, I just do. Well, what I'm really excited about are the Jackman's, I guess, crystal pigments, is that what they are? Either way, I am really excited about these. If you're a bit of a long-time viewer, you know I use a medium every now and then called Brusho, and I do believe this sort of follows a similar principle. The difference being is Brusho is more dye-based, so I don't think you've quite got those fabulous pigment and light-fast options or information available, but that's okay, they're still really good fun to work with, very useful. But with the Jackmans, they've got pigment information on them, so you can make some conscious choices about how you use them and how you display the work afterwards, and I quite appreciate that. I think they're going to behave ever so slightly differently, obviously with it being a pigment, unless they are a hue-based or a dye-based pigment. I think you're going to get some different effects. We have 3 gorgeous colours to play with. We have a rather nice muted grey violet. We have a rather delightful midnight violet, which delicious. And then we have a turquoise, which I think is just divine. They all work very nicely together, especially the turquoise and that midnight violet. That is chef's kiss colour combination there, in my opinion, of course. Obviously, you'll see from my swatchings, I'm just playing about with them, I'm seeing how they layer up. They do have a nice transparency to them, and once it had dried, I just thought I'd give it a little wash of colour just to see if it would move still, and it didn't lift off as easily as the Brusho, so I'm going to assume that there's also something else in there to at least reduce that from happening. Of course, they are a powder pigment, so you can also get some rather nice special effects there. It's also quite nice to watch how the different pigments within the colours sort of split apart and then reunite afterwards, and they're just a lot of fun. And if you want to know more about this type of medium, maybe not specifically the Jackmans, I would definitely check out the Brusho videos. I might pop a link to them in the description, or at least in the comments somewhere, just so you can play about and explore a little further with that. Anyway, let's crack on with the art piece I'm going to do with these supplies. So obviously I have taped everything down with a bit of washi tape, and I kind of like having a border there, you know me, I just like it relatively neat and tidy. And for the background, I added a bit of a wet and wet technique using that grey violet colour. I'd pre-mixed them in the palette, which I totally forgot to mention they had also provided, and I mixed quite a strong concentration of colour there, and I just let the water on the page, I guess, let the pigments and the paint just swirl around and move around organically. Ironically enough, even though the prompt for this is loose leaf, I've still kept my leaves on this picture attached to a vine. Never mind. You'll also notice as well that I'm using a glass dip pen there to add the details. And again, I just didn't think I could, I suppose, bring myself to loosen up enough to use that water brush and have all these organic thick lines. And I needed it neat and tidy. I'm sorry, it's just how I roll. And when I say I'm sorry, I'm not sorry at all. This is how I enjoy my art. I feel like I'm waffling a little bit here. But obviously you can see what's going on the page there and how I am allowing those colours to bleed into one another whilst they're still wet on the page. I really actually quite like that. I guess that's as loose as it's going to get, but that loose technique within those, I suppose, neat and tidy areas that I have designated those colours to. Now, obviously, we don't have any really warm tones in here, so this character in the background, she's going to have to be just a little bit frosty. I use that turquoise as a base layer because I suppose if I squinted my eyes enough at the swatch, that seemed like the lightest tone to at least begin building layers on and adding little templates for, I guess, more deeper colours later on. So whilst past me is doing all that in the background, I might as well give you guys a little catch up. So I am just taking it easy a bit on my channel at the moment. Life's just a little bit busy right now, and I'm also doing art pieces which are just either too finicky to film or too big to film, or I could film them but then I'd end up on the camera, and I don't think I'm ready for that. I don't think you're ready for that. And I'm just sort of enjoying the art for the art's sake. So for the rest of the year, I'm not gonna, I mean, I haven't really anyway for a while, but I'm not gonna super stick to a schedule. I'll definitely put scrawlrbox on and any interesting purchases I come across. But for the meantime, I think, for me anyway, I know it's really selfish, but I'm just gonna chill for a bit and hopefully kick things back off in the new year when I'm feeling a little bit more refreshed. And also, I really do want to acknowledge the fact I've hit 3,000 subscribers, and I really want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart for that. Honestly, that means such a lot. I do love my channel, and I love you guys for watching, following, clicking, all of your comments over the years. Honestly, it really does mean a lot. And again, I think in the new year, I'm going to acknowledge that a little bit more prominently. Perhaps I might do a little tiny giveaway because I've got quite a few lino prints backed up now, and I think that would just be really nice to put something back out there. So again, thank you, and I will definitely acknowledge that in the new year on a more official level. But thank you again. Honestly, I'm blown away by it. But let us talk about the picture some more. So yes, you know, I'm a bit of it's all about the detail, and the devil is in the detail, as they say, and I got that glass pen out and added some hair details to this character. So the one thing I've noticed against them, and maybe I might do a little comparison video, I might have to get some more of these pigments as well. But one of the things that I actually prefer about these compared to the Brusho is once it's dry, it kind of stays there on the page, and I like that. There's nothing worse than when you've put a layer down, especially when you've used quite a lot of pigment there, and you go over it in another layer and you just lose all of those details that you've taken that time to put in. I love the fact that that is not an issue with these, and I just think these are a really fun supply. I'm so glad scrawlrbox has managed to find a way of making everyone give this type of watercolour a try, because they really are quite fun. And I know I've been very waffly on this video. I guess I'm a little bit out of practice, but I really enjoyed this box, and I guess it might not be for everyone, but if you're into watercolours and just geeking out with supplies and stuff and trying something new, then yes, it's good fun for that, and I think I might have to get some more. Anyway, waffling aside, here is the finished piece. I'm really happy with how this turned out. I love the paper as well that was provided with this box. I love a good thick watercolour paper. Anyway, you lovely lot, I do hope you have enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed making it, and I hope it's been helpful to you as well if you're a little bit stuck on this supply. Again, a massive thank you for the 3,000 subscribers and for watching this video, and I'll see you lovely lot soon. Bye!